Hi there, and welcome to the SEBB Program Updates and Reminders Part 1 for 2022. My name is Sarah Story, and I will be your presenter. So in the Part 1 of the updates and reminders, for the agenda, we are going to be starting off with going over some eligibility worksheet reminders, an update that happened with dependent verification. We'll be reviewing employee paid LTD that was previously supplemental LTD. We'll go over PEB retiree insurance information, and then we'll conclude today's recording with reminders, tips, and resources. Now, as a reminder, this is part 1. There will be a part 2 that will be posted in the next couple weeks with more updates and reminders that are totally different than what we'll be covering in today's. So first, let's go ahead and talk about some updates associated with the eligibility worksheets. So some language has been updated on the worksheets. Supplemental LTD has been updated to say employee paid LTD, and the FSAs now include the limited purpose FSA. Now, as a reminder, we ask that you do not print out the worksheets to fill them out. You should always be using the electronic version of these worksheets. And the reason why we say this is because the worksheets are set up to auto-populate important dates, including the effective date of coverage. Now, if you print these out and fill them out printed, the worksheets are not going to serve their purpose and auto-populate like they're supposed to. And then one last reminder, we ask that you do not save these worksheets to your computer. Always, always, always go out to the BA website to pull the worksheets. This is going to ensure that you are opening the most recent version of the worksheets each time. Because sometimes we do update these worksheets and we do not send out notification that they have been updated. Now, another reminder that SEBB orgs are required to send written notice to employees upon hire and when an employee becomes eligible for SEBB benefits due to a change in work pattern. Now, the worksheets are what serve as the written notice, and these written notices must be provided within a reasonable time frame as part of the hiring process. I would make it a best practice to give the written notice to an employee on their hire date. But if for some reason the written notice is given to an employee late, the employee must have no less than 10 calendar days after the date of notice to elect coverage. SEBB orgs must also notify school employees when they lose eligibility. So a signed hard copy should be maintained in the employee's file for future reference. And if a handwritten signature is not able to be captured, a copy of the read receipt can serve as the employee's signature and date. Now, accessing the SEBB worksheets, first you would want to start out at the SEBB Benefit Administrator's webpage. That is hca.wa.gov/SEBB-benefits-admins. It is at the bottom left-hand side of the screen. And that will take you to the page that you see on the screen right now. And then on the left-hand side, you see in the orange box, it says Employee Eligibility Tools and Worksheets. You will go ahead and click on that blue banner. And that takes you to our eligibility tools and worksheets page. And then you can click the worksheets link to take you to all of the different series of worksheets that we have available. Now let's go ahead and go over an update that occurred with dependent verification. Specifically, we're talking about policy 31-1, and this took effect January 1st of this year. So policy 31-1 was updated, and a Gov delivery was sent out about this update on December 17th of 2021. Now I just want to take a moment to let you know that this is a great reminder that if you are not already, you should be signed up for Gov delivery. Gov delivery is what we use to send out important notices, updates, notifications to SEBB benefit administrators. So you, along with other benefit administrators at your district, should all be signed up for Gov delivery. Now you can sign up for Gov delivery via the BA website under notices and updates. So when it comes to spouse or state registered domestic partner, or on the screen here you'll see SRDP, dependent verification, nothing has changed as far as requirements for marriages or SRDPs that have been in place longer than 6 months. Meaning a marriage certificate or SRDP certificate and evidence that the marriage or SRDP is still valid is still required. Now, what has changed pertains to marriages and SRDPs that are less than 6 months old. So a marriage certificate or SRDP certificate is still required, but evidence that that marriage or SRDP is still valid is not required. Again, for marriages and SRDPs that are less than 6 months old, they do not need to submit proof of that marriage or SRDP still being valid. And this is as of January 1st of this year. All right, so let's talk about the long-term disability insurance and the changes that took effect on January 1st of this year. So this is another major change, and as I said, this took place on January 1st of this year, and it is the employee paid LTD, previously the supplemental LTD. Now, Gov deliveries were sent out on December 3rd of 2021 and January 13th of this year. And these Gov deliveries went over how employees will automatically be enrolled in the 60% employee paid LTD if the employee was not already enrolled, and they will remain enrolled in the 60% plan if no action is taken to reduce or decline coverage. So I want to go over some numbers since most school employees are now enrolled in employee paid LTD. So as of January 1st, 71% of the school employee population are enrolled in the 60% coverage plan. 10% of the school employee population are enrolled in the 50% coverage plan. And 19% of the school employee population decided to decline coverage in the employee paid LTD. Again, these are numbers as of January 1st of this year. Now, for newly eligible employees, they will be automatically enrolled in the 60% coverage plan, and within their 31-day election period, no action is required if they wish to remain enrolled in the 60% coverage plan. But they must take action if they are wanting to be enrolled in the 50% coverage plan or if they wish to decline employee paid LTD. And as a side note, EOI, or evidence of insurability, is not required for auto enrollment or to reduce or decline coverage. Now, newly eligible employees can make elections using the newly eligible tab or the supplemental coverage tab in SEBB My Account. Of course, making these elections in SEBB My Account is the preferred method, but if for some reason they are unable to do this in SEBB My Account, the employee can submit a LTD enrollment/change form. They can submit that to their BA, and then their BA can key their enrollment on their behalf in SEBB My Account. This screenshot you see here is what the employee would see as they go into either the newly eligible tab or the supplemental coverage tab. You can see the different radio buttons that they would be able to select for their levels of coverage. Now, after January 1st of this year, a school employee at any time may elect to reduce employee paid LTD to the 50% coverage plan without evidence of insurability, or they may fully decline employee paid LTD without evidence of insurability. Now, the effective date of the change in coverage will be the first day of the month following the date the employer receives the required election. Now, any school employee who declines employee paid LTD insurance will remain enrolled in the employer paid LTD insurance. Now, for a school employee who seeks to increase coverage from the 50% coverage plan to the 60% coverage plan, or if they wish to access previously declined employee paid LTD, they will be subject to EOI or evidence of insurability. Now, the effective date of the change in coverage will be the day of the month the contracted vendor approves the required form. I also want to point out that the LTD administration manual has been updated and posted to the BA webpage. It can be accessed by clicking on the additional benefits link on the BA webpage, highlighted in the orange box. Once you click on that, you would want to click on the long-term disability insurance tab that is in the yellow box now. And then you will find the LTD administration manual located on that page. The LTD FAQs have also been updated and posted to the BA website. So from additional benefits, you would click on the LTD insurance tab. And from there, you will see the LTD FAQ for benefit admins. Lots of great frequently asked questions and answers are located in this web page. So I highly recommend that you go out and just review them so you can have those in the back of your mind in case you get any frequently asked questions asked by your employees. And there is also a new LTD process map that we developed as a resource. So from additional benefits, you would click on the LTD insurance tab, then the LTD process map for BAs. And the one that is showing here is specific to newly hired employees. And it lays out the entire process map for that. Can come in very handy for a benefit administrator. And just a quick reminder that LTD or long-term disability and LTC, which is long-term care, is not the same. So if you have any questions regarding the LTD insurance, you would contact the standard or the healthcare authority. For any questions regarding Washington State's long-term care insurance, that is actually administered by the Employment Security Department, or ESD. That is a completely different state agency than the healthcare authority. So you would want to reach out to the Employment Security Department for any questions regarding the long-term care insurance. All right, so I just want to go over some reminders regarding PED retiree health insurance. So there was a Gov delivery sent out on January 3rd of this year talking about retiree health insurance webinars. So we will be hosting monthly webinars, one per month from January to December of this year. And in these webinars, we will be discussing retiree health insurance options, premiums, the enrollment process, and more. So these webinars are available to school employees. So we ask that you get the word out, let your employees know that these webinars are happening. And if they plan or are thinking about retiring, they can get more information to be prepared by attending one of these webinars. So employees can register for upcoming webinars by going to the Employee and Retiree Benefits webpage. They would then click on the Attend a Retirement Webinar on the right-hand side. And from there, they will see, they will want to click on Attend a Retirement Webinar. And then from there, they will be able to see a list of upcoming webinars with the opportunity to register for an upcoming webinar. Again, we are doing a retiree webinar once per month for the rest of the year, and employees can go on there and register by going to the Employee and Retiree Benefits webpage. And then if they're wanting just to attend or get immediately to the pages that is displayed on the slide here, that web link is posted at the very bottom of the screen. All right, so I want to talk about some SEBB My Account updates. So as a reminder, when it comes to accessing SEBB My Account, there was a Gov delivery that was sent out on November 8th of last year, and it talks about how Internet Explorer is not compatible with SEBB My Account. We ask that you use one of the following preferred browsers to access SEBB My Account, and this goes for both benefit administrators as well as employees accessing SEBB My Account. So we ask that you use either Chrome, Firefox, Edge, or Safari. Again, Internet Explorer should not be used when accessing SEBB My Account by a benefit administrator or by a school employee. And I just want to take this as another reminder to be sure that you are signed up for Gov Delivery, because this is one of the Gov Deliveries that we did send out. So again, you would go to Notices and Updates on the Benefit Administrator webpage to get signed up for Gov Delivery. And then talking about the forbidden message. So if you receive the forbidden message, you can see a screenshot on the right of the screen here of what that message looks like when accessing SEBB My Account. We ask that you follow the following steps. So be sure you are using one of the preferred browsers that we just covered in the previous slide. Clear your browsing data or your browsing history in your preferred browser. You can do that by clicking Control-H on your keyboard. And then when selecting a time range, I believe it auto defaults to within the last hour to clear. You'll want to select all time. And then once you select all time, click the button to clear your data. Once that browsing history or browsing data has been cleared, we ask that you completely close out of your web browser, restart your computer, and then once your computer has been restarted, try again using one of the preferred browsers. If these steps do not work, we ask that you do these steps over again, but when retrying, opening an incognito window in your preferred browser. If you are still receiving the forbidden message, go ahead and send us in a fuse so we can look further into your account. All right, so let's go over some reminders, tips, and resources. So just a reminder that the 2022 School Employee Enrollment Guide is posted to the BA website. Keep in mind that these guides are intended for newly eligible school employees, and these guides can be ordered by going to the Forms and Publications part of the Benefit Administrator webpage and clicking on Order Materials. And the guides can also be accessed by just going to the BA website under Forms and Publications. An PDF version is able to be accessed of that 2022 School Employee Enrollment Guide. Another quick reminder that ESSB 6189 is still in effect, and it's going to remain in effect until the state of emergency is ended. We do not know when that will be, but communications with guidance will be sent out via Gov Delivery once it has ended. So be sure you are signed up for Gov Delivery so you receive that notice with guidance. Also, please, please, please be sure that even if you are signed up for Gov Delivery, that other benefit administrators at your district are signed up for Gov Delivery, so you're receiving the latest updates and notices. Another quick reminder that the W-2 files have been uploaded in SEBB My Account under the Data Depot button that is located on your SEBB My Account admin dashboard. So you can see a screenshot here. The white buttons, once you first log into SEBB My Account as a benefit administrator on your administrative dashboard, the Data Depot button is the lower right-hand side of that screen. Now, speaking of W-2 files, Gov deliveries were sent out on January 6th and February 3rd of this year, and those Gov deliveries contain guidance on the W-2 files. It explains guidance, the layout, how to read the files, etc. So if you did not receive the Gov deliveries, you can check them out on the BA website under Notices and Updates. And you can see here under related links, the layout guide, reporting guide, and then just the funding process infographic located here. Reminder about medical FSA grace periods. So the deadline for employees to incur expenses is March 15th of 2022. And then the deadline to submit claims for medical FSAs is March 31st of 2022. And then any unused funds will be forfeited to HCA. I know in our open enrollment webinar, we covered the carryover. So just a reminder that the first time carryover is going to occur in January of 2023. So a little less than a year from now, that first carryover is going to occur. And then as always, we have the benefit administrator resources. So we have the SEBB website. And then we have the outreach and training phone number. It is 800-700-1555. And then also we always have Fuse where you can send in a secure message for any questions or concerns you have regarding the SEBB program. Again, just another reminder, the BA website, the outreach and training phone number, and Fuse is only meant for benefit administrators. These resources should not be shared with employees at your district. And then just a reminder, we do have part 2 of the SEBB program updates and reminders for 2022. In that webinar, we're going to be covering dual enrollment, rules and processes, guidance when it comes to transferring employees between SEBB orgs, how the date of eligibility in SEBB My Account impacts the date coverage begins. So be sure that you watch or attend the part 2 recording that will be posted to the BA website. Thank you so much for attending today's update webinar. I hope you got a lot of great information regarding the different updates that are happening with the SEBB program and some of the reminders that we went over. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.